Good evening to you, and thanks so much for joining us tonight at 6. We start tonight with a special report. 6.1%, or 466 million people across the world, are either deaf or have trouble hearing. Tonight in part 1 of The Power of Communication, CBS 7's Tyler Poglich speaks to a student enrolled in ECISD's Regional Day School for the Deaf and her family about how the program has changed their lives.
Because the reality is, even though I am deaf, I'm still part of the hearing world very much.
For some students, when walking the halls, the only thing they hear are dozens of random conversations. But for other students, the walk in between classes are much quieter or even silent because all they can do is try to read faces.
But seeing someone's face, reading the lips, seeing their facial expression, it kind of closes in the gap a little bit. It's not 100%, of course, even if you have lip reading, even if you have like hearing devices, it's still not 100%, but it does help hear a lot more. That's why it's so important for people to, like, when you're talking to a deaf person, face them so they can actually understand what you're saying.
For the last 15 years, Andrea Carrillo has been a part of the Regional Day School program for the deaf in ECISD. And over those 15 years, it has been a struggle for not just Andrea, but also her family.
To be honest, it was very difficult. But once we started learning about the deaf education program that Andrea's involved in, and once we started seeing her grow, seeing her develop, seeing her language develop, we knew that it was the end of the world. It was not the end of the world.
The ECISD Regional Day School program for the deaf offers an opportunity to families that isn't offered anywhere else in West Texas.
We have 21 school districts as part of our shared service arrangement, and we have students that come from them if they're needing to sign language. If they're sign language dependent, they come here. If they're not sign language dependent but need our services, and I send teachers over there.
Currently, there are 50 students enrolled at the school, and the program is offered to 21 school districts and has students currently enrolled from Crane, Andrews, Fort Stockton, Monahans, Big Spring, and Big Lake ISD. ECISD's Regional Day School program for the deaf starts with children from birth up to 22 years old and teaches them ALS. But it doesn't just stop there. They provide assistance to families that have children who are deaf or have trouble hearing.
Anything you need, you call them, they help you out. And not only that, but they get families together where if they need help, they can actually call you. And because honestly, the way we took it was hard, but some other people I've seen that they've taken it a lot harder. So it helps with the program that they reach out to everybody.
Andrea is in her senior year at OHS, and after graduation, plans on attending Odessa College before going off to get her bachelor's to work in the medical field. Andrea, for the last 2 years, has been competing with her school band playing the guitar. For a person without hearing issues, playing an instrument is normal. They can hear when something isn't right, or when the instrument is out of tune. Andrea has to rely on other tools. But despite those challenges, Andrea does not let any of that stop her from accomplishing her goals.
And being able to challenge myself, it's been a really good experience for me, especially, since I have a hard time hearing music, I still challenge myself every day to it.
While she thrives on musical challenges, the everyday challenge of being a part of the deaf community are never ending.
Not a lot of people are aware of deaf people. If they find out they're deaf, they're like, oh, you're deaf, and it's like, the lack of awareness just allows for a lack of resources for deaf people.
Andrea says that she wants people who interact with a deaf person to know that it is nothing to avoid or be scared of because of the trouble of communication. Just learning the basics of sign language like the ABCs or even writing things down or typing things out goes a long way with communication. And tomorrow night in part 2 of The Power of Communication, we head over to Big Spring to the Southwest College for the Deaf and how they're helping their students from across the world. Reporting for CBS 7 First Alert News, I'm Tyler Poglich.